Today we're diving into one of the most infamous and ruthless techno-barbarian states of pre-unification Terra, the Pan-Pacific Empire. Buckle up as we explore the rise and fall of this brutal regime, its notorious ruler, and its ultimate clash with the Emperor's forces during the Unification Wars. The Pan-Pacific Empire spanned the Pacific Islands, parts of East Asia, Australia, and the Japanese islands during the Age of Strife. At its helm was Narthan Dume, a half-mad, half-genius tyrant. This empire was formed from many smaller techno-barbarian tribes, which constantly battled the Indonesic bloc. It was a warlord named Khazar who unified these tribes, aiming to confront the Brotherhood of Singularist, a sect striving to create an artificial general intelligence to save humanity. However, the real reason for their war was darker. The Brotherhood had begun merging their tech with the powers of the Immaterium, aided by demons. Khazar's forces stormed the fortresses of the Brotherhood, nearly wiping them out. One leader, Moravec, escaped to Mars. Fast forward to the 27th millennium, the Pan-Pacific Empire was conquered by the mysterious, unspeakable king. Eventually, this tyrant was overthrown by the clans of Albia, and the empire fell under the control of Narthan Dume. Dume, fully aware of humanity's lost knowledge, wondered if this ignorance was a curse or a blessing, given the horrors lurking in the warp. Under Dume, the Pan-Pacific Empire became one of the most powerful realms on Terra, but soon they faced the forces of the Emperor in the Unification Wars. The Imperial Army, including Thunder Warriors, Caucasian levies, and many mercenaries, defeated the Empire in a series of brutal battles. Venori, one of the last strongholds, fell, and Dume was captured and executed. After the start of the Great Crusade in 2999, Venori, still resentful of the Pan-Pacific Empire's fall, revolted against the Emperor. This rebellion was quickly crushed, and the city was completely destroyed by Imperial forces. Now let's zoom in on Venori. This Terran city enclave was a natural fortress built into chasms, making it easy to defend. Venori was one of Dume's last domains to fall, and submitted to the Emperor in sullen silence. But this changed with the rise of the Crimson Walkers, a cabal of psychers, gene splicers, and warlords from the Age of Strife. They spread a secret web across Terra, and Venori became their resurgence center. The Emperor, upon hearing of this new threat, simply said, "Send in the 8th." The 8th Legion, though only 500 strong, responded with a terrifying campaign of fear. They started with an orbital bombardment, followed by an artificial darkness and a chemical-laden downpour. The Legion descended on jets of flame, butchering anyone in their path. The Crimson Walkers unleashed mutant monstrosities, but the 8th Legion tore them apart with lightning-sheathed claws, their speaker grills echoing screams of the dead. As the chasms blazed like hell's mouth, drop pods fell, bringing reinforcements that cut through the city, killing all they found. The remaining Crimson Walkers were cornered, hunted down, and dragged back to the chasm. The 8th Legion performed their last duty by throwing the Crimson Walkers into the chasm, detonating charges to sever the hanging city, sending 10 million people plummeting to their deaths. The 8th Legion left before dawn, solidifying their reputation for using fear and terror as weapons of imperial control. After the fall of the Pan-Pacific Empire, Narthan Dume's rule came to a gruesome end. This period, known as the Unification Wars, saw Terra embroiled in constant conflict as the Emperor sought to unify humanity under his banner. The execution of Dume, urged by Captain General Valdor of the Legio Custodes, marked a pivotal moment. Valdor, a key figure in the Emperor's retinue, recognized that merely imprisoning Dume would not suffice. The Emperor's enemies needed a clear message. Resistance was futile. The Pan-Pacific Empire's downfall was emblematic of the broader struggle during the Unification Wars. Terra, splintered into countless warring states, needed unification to survive the tumultuous Age of Strife. The Emperor's vision was one of a united humanity, free from the clutches of techno-barbarian warlords and their often tyrannical reigns. Let's take a closer look at the rebellion in Venori during the early Great Crusade, particularly in 2999. As the Imperium extended its reach beyond the Sol system, stability on Terra was crucial. Venori, with its strategic fortifications, was a natural stronghold. However, the city's submission was never genuine. The Crimson Walkers' rise demonstrated how fragile alliances and oaths were in these early years. Their resurgence aimed to drag parts of Terra back into the Age of Strife's chaos. The 8th Legion's intervention was swift and brutal. This force, renowned for their psychological warfare, utilized fear as their primary weapon. The orbital bombardment that heralded their arrival was designed to instill terror. The chemical downpour that followed ensured that Venori's inhabitants were disoriented and weakened. The 8th Legion's attack was more than a military assault. It was a psychological onslaught. The Legion's tactics were meticulously planned to maximize fear. By using speaker grills to broadcast the screams dreams of the dead. They tapped into the primal fears of their enemies. This psychological warfare was as effective as their physical prowess. The 8th Legion's assault shattered the Crimson Walkers' resistance, fragmenting and isolating them. The once mighty rebels found themselves cornered, unable to mount any coordinated defense. When dawn broke, Venori was a smoldering ruin. The 8th Legion's methods left no doubt about the consequences of rebellion. This ruthless efficiency ensured that the Crimson Walkers were not just defeated, but utterly annihilated. Their fate served as a dire warning to any others who might contemplate defying the Emperor's will. In the aftermath, the 8th Legion's reputation as enforcers of imperial retribution was cemented. Their use of fear and terror was not merely a tactic, but a strategy of total psychological dominance. The decimation of Venori showcased the Imperium's resolve and the Emperor's unyielding pursuit of unity. So, there you have it, folks. The Pan-Pacific Empire's tale is one of rise and fall, ambition and destruction. From Narthan Dume's tyrannical rule to the brutal suppression of Venori, this chapter of Terra's history is a testament to the Emperor's relentless drive to forge a unified human empire. It's a stark reminder of the lengths to which the Emperor and his forces would go to achieve their vision of a united Terra. Stay tuned for more deep dives into the fascinating and often brutal history of Warhammer 40k. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated with all our latest content.